Hello and welcome to Toy Polloi 2, and today we have an unboxing video as I've received a few packages over the last week. Most of them, I have to say, I don't know what is inside them. The large box though, I do know because that's from my friend Allan. He has been helping me out with a project and helping me repair something that was beyond my skills, but I believe he's also sent some other pieces as well. So let's get on with the unboxing and see what's been sent in. So as I mentioned, this box is from my friend Allan, who's been helping me with a project that I've been filming over on Toy Polloi. I was fixing up an electronic toy and I got to a point where I couldn't actually get the electronics working. I wasn't quite sure what was going on, and Allan is a whiz at that sort of thing, so I sent it over to him and he has been able to fix it, so I can now finish off the rest of that video. But he said he's also included some other pieces and some more broken Transformers. He previously sent me the remains of his Transformers collection. He's been collecting Transformers from broken figures and rebuilding them, and had a whole load of broken ones left over that he thought I would like, and he sent a few more of those. So let's open up this box and see what Allan has sent in. All right, well, I can see a note straight away, so let's have a quick read of the notes. Always nice to receive little messages. It says, hi Dave, inside is something you are expecting and quite a few things you are not. I realised when I sent over all of my spare Transformers parts a month ago that I forgot to add some pieces I had in my workshop, so here they are. Without spoiling the unboxing, I think some of the smaller figures may be knockoffs, but they may be useful for a custom or some spares, and have fun with the major. Regards, Allan. Well, thank you, Allan. I'm looking forward to seeing what is in here, and if you understand what the major is, you will see that in a minute. So let's see what's inside here. Oh right, loads of Transformers. These are some bits for Devastator, the Constructicons. I can see parts of Galvatron there. I think I will empty this box out and we'll have a better look. Right, so this is what was in the box, and this is what I'd actually sent over to Allan. I've been trying to fix up a Major Morgan. I've been filming a video on it, and I've got two different Major Morgans. This was the older one. It was missing a battery connector, and I'd replaced that, but I still couldn't get the thing to work, so I sent it over to Allan. He has worked out what was wrong with it, and this should now work. So you will be seeing this in a future video over on the Toy Polloi. But he's also included this, which is another toy from Play School. I don't actually know what this one is called. It looks like it's the same sort of thing. So you've got a set of batteries in the back there, and then you press some buttons to make noises. I'm going to have to look this one up, because it was Major Morgan was the one that I remember as a child and always wanted. This one you sort of play songs on. This looks like it's more like a sort of maths thing maybe. I will have to look that up. If anyone knows, then please do leave a comment below, but that's going to be interesting. But yeah, Major Morgan was what Allan has been helping me with. As you can see, we have a whole load of other Transformer pieces. So we've got, this is Cyclonus. It looks like I've got one arm here. Does that one fit on? I can't remember which way around these go. Oh yeah, that one fits on that way. I think I already have another arm for Cyclonus, so it would be good if it was the opposite arm to this. So that would be a nice one to repair. We've got one of the Seacons. This is the sort of biggest one, the sort of the main Seacon figure. It looks like it's a little bit yellow, but otherwise in fairly good condition. That's one of the Terracons, the little sort of dinosaur-y, well, not dinosaur, they're sort of monsters, aren't they? Little monster combiners. Then we have one of these, I think they're called throttle bots, aren't they? They sort of pull back and, yes, they don't spring up, but you sort of fold them up, and they've got a little face in there. They're rather nice little figures. I've got a few of those now. Then we have a bag of a completely taken apart Galvatron. It looks like there's most of the pieces in there. I've actually done a video fairly recently for my Patreons sorting out some of the bits inside this, so maybe I can put that together. I have a few other pieces of Galvatrons in my box of spares, but that does indeed look like a complete one. Just needs reconstructing, which is always interesting. And then here we have a bag of Constructicons. I'm guessing these are the ones that Allan said may be knockoffs. There are a lot of sort of KO versions of these figures around, so it's fairly hard to tell, because some of the originals are fairly cheap and cheerful. That one though, I'd say possibly, oh no, that probably is an original. It does have a rub sign on it. Not sure. Yeah, possibly a knockoff. I don't know if anyone knows any way to spot the knockoffs, because they're sort of fairly close to the originals. It feels a bit sharp, which is why I'm sort of saying it's a knockoff. The plastic feels a bit sharp, but very hard to tell. And as Allan says, useful for parts. I do have quite a pile of these figures that I need to sort of put back together, and I'm missing pieces from them, so these will come in very handy. That to me looks like an original with a broken part there. We've got a few accessories as well. We've got the piece that holds, is that the bit that sort of joins the body to the feet? We've got his little head section there as well. Yeah, some very useful pieces indeed. So Alan, thanks ever so much for sending these over. These are very useful. I think I will try and get a Devastator put together, but mainly thank you ever so much for fixing my Major Morgan. That's a really helpful thing that you've done there, and I can see that you've included a battery cover there, which I was missing as well. So that is really fantastic. Thanks ever so much for your help on this one. This package is from Mysterion in Canada. He got in touch just before Christmas to say he'd like to send something over, but then there were sort of all sorts of postal problems in Canada, so it has only just arrived. So let's open this up and see what he sent in. Looks like some good pieces. Oh, I can see a note as well. Let's pour these out and we'll read what it says. So we have a photo and a note, and the photo is of Mysterion and Lab Monkey number 9, who have a YouTube channel called Toy Surprise. I will put a link to that in the description, so please do go and check them out. And a little note that says, Dave, we hope you enjoy these treats. We are looking forward to what 2025 will bring for Toy Polloi. Your friends Mysterion, Lab Monkey number 9. And is that Lizzo or Liz? Well, thank you very much, Mysterion. That's really kind. I do like the photo. I'm going to stick that on my notice board. There's a whole load of pieces here. He got in touch with me basically a while back to say that he'd found a Star Trek the motion picture figure that I didn't have. He found it in a junk bin, I think, for very little money. It was like $1 or $2 Canadian, which is incredibly cheap. And he said he would send it over to me. I think this is it here. So let's open this up. It is indeed. I think this is the Klingon from, is it the Star Trek the motion picture version of the Klingon? Certainly looks like it. I've never seen one before, so this is all new to me. That is very nice indeed. I'm going to give that a good clean up and put that with my Mego motion picture figures. I really enjoy those figures. I don't think people sort of see the charm in them enough. They are very nice figures indeed, and that does look lovely. Very good face sculpt. So just a bit of a clean. He will go straight away with those guys. And then we've got some other pieces here. I can see this is a Spider-Man. So this is a rubbery Spider-Man. I wonder if he's bendy. Don't think he is bendy. He hasn't got any metal in him, but it's just a rubbery Spider-Man from China. That is really weird looking. I do like these sort of odd toys. It looks possibly it could be a knockoff or something like that, but very strange indeed. A nice Spider-Man there. Then in here, oh, do you know what? I recognise this. I used to have one of these many, many years ago, and I got rid of it for some strange reason. It looks like Daisy Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard. It is indeed. Look at that. That is a really nice figure. It is such a delicate figure if you compare it to some of the other Mego toys that came out for the Dukes of Hazzard. It's got such thin arms and such sort of delicate legs. I really like that, and I'm very glad to have one back in my collection, so thank you for sending that over. It does say on the back of it 1981, so yeah, a pretty old figure, but look how thin the legs are. I doubt this would ever stand up. I think you'd have a lot of trouble standing that up. That is very cool indeed, thank you. And then what do we have in here? Oh, I think I know what this is. These are, it's a Matchbox Fighting Fury figure. They've released a few of these and they have all sorts of sort of pirate themed type things. This poor guy though appears to have his leg broken off, so I'm sure we can work something out to get that repaired. Let me just remove his leg there. Yeah, that's a nasty break, so yeah, maybe we can do something to get that fitted back together. An interesting project. And then finally, we have a tiny little robot which looks kind of Japanese. Not quite sure what that is, but it's still very cool indeed. So thanks, Mr. That is really ever so kind of you. This is going to go straight with my motion picture figures. That is a lovely little thing. So thanks for sending those over. And if you haven't checked out his channel, please follow the link in the description. These two packages have come in from Iander, who is a patron of the channel. He got in touch to say he was sending a couple of bits. One was to come direct from eBay and one he was sending himself. So I'm not really sure what's inside. Let's just open both of them up and see what he sent in. Right, well, in those two packages there were these. We have a Matchbox mission helicopter, which is a pretty cool looking thing. We have this, which is a very similar looking toy, but it appears to be a little bit broken. It's got one of the propeller blades snapped off. And this game, and there is a note here from Iander, which goes on to say that this is all sorts of Blue Thunder related toys, and he thinks that they are things that would have been licensed to be sort of Blue Thunder toys, but things didn't sort of work out. So the Matchbox one he's sort of reckoning is a mould very similar to this, which is a French version of that same toy, but this one has a tail fin that pushes in, and then this is a game called Thunderblade, which looks again like it could be sort of Blue Thunder related. It's all very interesting. I'm going to have to do a whole load of research on those. But Iander, thanks ever so much for sending these in. They look like quite interesting toys. I have seen a few of these at the toy fairs, but never bothered picking one up. And it does really look like the Blue Thunder helicopter. And it's interesting that that tail moves in and out. So you could easily take this apart and maybe modify it to look a little bit more like Blue Thunder. And this French version as well, it's very similar indeed. There's a few little modifications to it. I can see we're missing one of the little engines there. It snaps off, and the helicopter blades have snapped. But because of the way this is constructed, it looks like those blades are just held on with a screw. So you could easily make something out of styrene sheet and replace those, and possibly make something to replace that missing engine. And then this game, I have to say, I have never played it. I did used to have a Sega Mega Drive, and I used to play lots of games, but I don't remember this one at all. I'll have to see if I can find an emulator and a way that I can have a play of this, because I no longer have a Mega Drive. But it's all very interesting stuff. Thanks ever so much for sending these over. They're intriguing, and I do like this. It's a very nice looking little toy. And there we go. That is it for this unboxing. I do need to say a big thank you to all of you who have sent pieces in, and I've worked out that this guy is called Maximus. I've had a quick look online. It's very similar to Major Morgan. You press buttons and it sort of makes all sorts of noises. So another interesting toy.
You can count and spell and match up shapes with Maximus. When they're wrong, he says. When they're right, he says.
And there's lots of future projects here to work on, so it's going to keep me busy for a while. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it, then why not head on over to my main channel, Toy Polloi, and subscribe there as well. And thanks for watching.